from the University of Laverne. This is Foothill Community News.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Foothill Community News from the University of Laverne. I'm Megan Mojica.
And I'm Taylor Moore. It's Laverne's social event of the season, the annual Taste of Laverne. This year marked its 23rd year and it took off at Brackett Field Airport. I had to get a taste of the action. The Taste of Laverne Food Festival and Restaurant Week kicked off on October 18th and was met with an excited crowd of about 200 guests, eager to try dishes and drinks from local restaurants and breweries, with vendors eager to show off signature items.
Oh, tonight's been amazing. Absolutely incredible. You've got Laverne, you got restaurants, you got people. What more could you ask for?
23 restaurants and breweries from Laverne, San Dimas, Claremont, and Pomona came ready to serve, both loyal and new customers. Can you walk me through what your restaurant serves, what your restaurant is offering tonight?
Well, tonight we're offering a vegetarian and a meat being a chili on top of Fritos. Good old-fashioned dish.
Over at Old Stump Brewery, the craft beer was flowing. And which beer would you say is the best beer?
Ooh. I'm a Mosey Cat kind of guy. Mosey Cat Hazy IPA.
Yeah, I'd say it's a win-win. I'd say there's no loss here.
A fan favorite of the evening was the Mexican food from Mi Ranchito, which was overflowing with guests the whole night.
Today we have our chile colorado and rice made with beef. And then we have a plant-based menu.
Guest Lene O'Shields invited her mother, Espy Medrano, to try both familiar and new foods.
It's always such a wonderful event to be here and taste all the food around Laverne, and they always just put on such a wonderful event.
Each year, the Laverne Chamber of Commerce sponsors the Taste of Laverne. Chamber member Adrian Avila says there's more to the event than promoting the local businesses. It is also about people coming together.
It's just great to see everybody out here, right? I'm a big community advocate. I'm about community.
Yet another great turnout at this year's annual Taste of Laverne Food Festival, where guests were able to enjoy food, music, and lots of cheers.
Well, the cheer doesn't stop there. The University of Laverne celebrated Homecoming and Family Weekend last month, and Leo's current and alumni rallied together to cheer on the Royal Court and the Leopards football team. Reporter Michael Hill has the story.
Laverne was busy early in the morning with booths lining 3rd Street just outside of Founders Hall.
Favorite part is probably seeing all the different organizations we have on campus here and meeting new people.
This year's theme was Leos Around the World, with campus organizations and clubs each representing a different country. This year's 2023 Royal Court of Leos is made up of Junior Mia Valdez and Junior Manny Ford. I caught it with Manny to get his winning reaction.
Man, it feels pretty good, really exciting, really welcome to be loved by the community and accepted like this.
Our very own Leo FM was able to get a few words from Mia.
Honestly, I was pretty shocked. I know involved in a lot of things, but I figured Maddie and Justin were gonna win. But I'm really happy and I'm excited.
An annual highlight of Laverne Homecoming is the parade led by the Laverne Fire Department. Following behind them were some of the organization's handcrafted floats showing off their country spirit, along with the Bonita High Marching Band making their appearance. Then it was off to the pregame tailgate as the alumni go to relive some of their college days as the Leos warmed up for the game against CMS.
I would say my favorite part of homecoming is seeing all of my friends from college, coming back, supporting Sigma Kappa as I'm an alum, and just meeting new people, seeing the new active members, everything like that. I miss this atmosphere, the liveliness. I definitely do miss it.
Sadly, the Leos fell short, losing 30-17 against CMS.
It's all smiles here at Laverne for Leos new and old. I'm Michael Hill, Foothill Community News.
October and November are also a time for paying tribute to those who have passed on. The Mexican tradition called Dia de los Muertos was celebrated around our community. Reporter Jasmine Soria takes us to a celebration at the University of Laverne.
Students, faculty, and members of the university community came together at the University of Laverne to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, a Mexican tradition that honors the dead and invites their spirits back to earth. 20 community members gathered at the Ludwig Center to create altars or ofrendas that include items like food, water, candles, pictures, and anything that reminds them of their loved ones. Candles are lit on certain days to honor departed souls and souls who have been forgotten.
I've been celebrating the event for the last few years. During the last 5 years, we lost a lot of immediate family members, and so the holiday has become pretty significant in my family.
This year, academic advisor Vanessa Liu is honoring others outside of family on her ofrenda.
as I've been doing the altar, people that know I do the altar started asking me, oh, can you include my loved one? Or if I know of more recent losses and I have a memory card, a picture or anything, I'm happy to include them on the altar as well.
Dia de los Muertos is traditionally celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, but celebrations also took place in October.
One of the reasons why Day of the Dead has become so popular is because it gives us, as a human person, the opportunity to stop and reflect and make sense of death. We're all going to have to face death, and we face it individually, but we also face it collectively.
During times of calamity and uncertainty, such as with COVID-19, wars, and killings, Dia de los Muertos has also helped people grieve.
I lost a friend during COVID to cancer. I lost another friend during the evacuation of Afghanistan. And so those two things hit me very hard. And then to top it off, just before all of that, my grandparents passed away.
It helps us to integrate some of those feelings and some of those, I don't know, sometimes our anxieties around death in a way that is productive and festive and beautiful.
Ofrendas are not just built to honor family members, but for anyone who has passed away. With higher mortality rates, this tradition approaches grief in a new way. I'm Jasmine Soria for Foothill Community News.
The Claremont Library celebrated the Day of the Dead with an ofrenda event, allowing people of all ages to commemorate their past friends and relatives by creating artifacts for their altar. Reporter Aiden Balderas has that story.
Memories were made and departed loved ones were cherished at the Making an Ofrenda event in the Claremont Library. Attendees of all ages created altars, decorating them with mementos representing their loved ones who have passed away and the impact they had on their lives. It's all a part of the Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, Mexican celebration.
It's an important holiday in the Mexican culture. Also, I think it's important to joyfully celebrate our dead. Talking about the people who died is not the most normal thing to do, and this is kind of a nice opportunity to talk about that in the open.
Library volunteer Catherine Flores was especially excited to help out at this event.
I think just the Day of the Dead event is also really important to me as a Hispanic person because it's nice seeing people from my community being so involved in it.
Participants had the opportunity to make a variety of things that had special significance for their ofrenda. They cut out marigolds from bright tissue paper, which symbolized the connection between life and death. Others decorated clay skulls, which represented those who have departed. Three-dimensional picture frames called nichos, with a photo showcasing someone they are honoring, were placed on the ofrenda.
The library plans on using these decorations for a community ofrenda to be displayed in the library October 24th to November 4th. This is Aiden Balderas, Foothill Community News.
When we come back, we'll tell you how ULV students took a stand to show support for immigrants.
And we'll take a look at a women's health fair and a special report on the mental health challenges law enforcement face. Don't go away.
Colleges all across the country showed their support for immigrants by joining the I Stand With Immigrants Initiative's Day of Action on October 25th. Reporter Stephen Gilson Jr. has the story.
The I Stand With Immigrants Day of Action is a day dedicated to sharing the stories of immigrants and how their presence benefits the United States.
They're absolutely incredibly committed to giving back to this country. They serve in the military, they serve in the medical arena. We need immigrants in this country.
The majority of the 45 million immigrants in the U.S. have come to the country legally. But even those who are undocumented contribute to the betterment of society. According to the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy, undocumented immigrants pay an estimated $12 billion a year in taxes to help run the country.
They pay into the tax system, yet they don't get back, and so we think sometimes that they're taking more than what they're actually contributing, but that's such a misnomer.
The Center for Multicultural Services persevered through the rain and gave away shirts commemorating the day. while encouraging students and faculty to write messages of support to their immigrant peers. One club on campus, the Latino Student Forum, is a group focused on bringing Latino culture to campus and spreading awareness on Latino immigrants.
So it's important to me, especially like on campus, there's not really much of a presence for people like us.
Wendy Albacedillo is the president of a new group, the Ideas Club. She says they are looking to give all undocumented students that space to be themselves.
Of course, it's not just Hispanics or like Latinx communities. It includes people from everywhere around the world. So I feel like that's just like another support that can be given to students.
The I Stand With Immigrants initiative is an important tool to spread awareness on immigration, and the university is doing its part to help push that message. I'm Stephen Gilson Jr., Foothill Community News.
Women in the Inland Valley got a chance to check out their health for free at the annual Women's Health Fair in Ontario. Reporter Camila de la Fuente was there.
The rising cost of healthcare, local residents of all ages were able to learn about free resources available to them and receive essential health screenings at the Women's Health Fair on October 21st. Most Americans don't tap into the benefits of preventive healthcare. A study by the National Library estimates that only 8% of Americans undergo essential screenings of cancer, cholesterol, and high blood pressure.
Shouldn't wait till we're already sick, ending up in a hospital. We should be doing preventative measures like we are today.
The event was put on by District 53 Assemblymember Freddie Rodriguez to allow women and their families to test their blood pressure, glucose levels, obtain free mammograms, and other services. With approximately 35 booths, healthcare companies and providers like Kaiser Permanente, City of Hope, and the Kennedy Austin Foundation were on hand offering information and testing.
We provide grief and loss classes, domestic violence classes, mental health classes.
At the Promoters for Better Health booth, information on hereditary breast cancer was provided in Spanish. Visitors could also take part in a hands-only CPR training exercise taught by local firefighters. With the cost of health insurance premiums in the U.S. averaging more than $5,000 a year, free events like this can literally be a lifesaver. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Camila de la Fuente.
They are there to serve and protect, but few realize the impact that policing our streets has on the mental health of law enforcement officers. Today, in our in-depth report, reporter Michael Hill talks with 3 officers who open up about the stresses and challenges of policing.
Society can be very violent, and society can be very unforgiving. Does that affect your mental health? I think it does. My name is Scarlett Nuno. I am a Sergeant 2 for the Los Angeles Police Department.
For a period of my career, I worked in child crimes, and during that time, I saw probably anywhere between 50 and 100 child death cases. My name is Jennifer Pagnato Moss. I worked for the Tucson Police Department in Tucson, Arizona. I retired after 21 years as a lieutenant.
You get a lot of training in the academy, but when you're actually out there in the field, it's completely different. My name is Anthony Ferris. I'm a Sergeant 2 with LAPD.
Being on patrol, cops are exposed to the worst of society: murders, domestic violence, kidnappings, rapes, drugs, and more. It can affect your mental health, and coping with it can be challenging.
I've had, I won't say issues, but I've had struggles throughout my career.
According to the statistics from the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, police officers have much higher rates of PTSD, depression, anxiety, and burnout than the general population, and few ever reach out for help.
I think for me what works is I put everything in compartmentalize everything. I put everything in a file folder based on just the experiences that you see that you cannot unsee.
It affects everyone differently, and not knowing how to deal with things that you deal with on a daily basis, and just keeping those things bottled up, and then eventually, you shake a bottle so much it explodes.
And that explosion can take the form of abuse or even suicide. According to NAMI, 25% of law enforcement officers reporting having suicidal ideation at least once in their lifetime. Not only do more cops die from suicide more than they do in the line of duty, in smaller departments, the rate is 3 times the national average. Not only does it affect their personal health, but the demands of the job can also take a toll on their personal relationships they have with their family, friends, and partners.
When you become part of a public safety profession and you see people at their worst and you see traumatic events those are often difficult to talk to and share with your family because it's not something that people deal with on an everyday basis. You might use that law enforcement family to deal with problems, and you talk to them because you feel like they might understand better than your family at home. And so that can often kind of create distance between your family and you.
The key is that you have to learn to balance that with your personal life, leaving your professional life at the door, and that is not an easy task.
Most law enforcement officers don't seek help when it comes to mental health care. They either don't recognize they have a problem, don't think mental health professionals can relate to their job, or fear they will be viewed as unfit to do their job. Sergeant Farias says a lot of it has to do with pride and fear of the common law enforcement stigmas.
We're, too, I wouldn't say afraid, but we're too confident or not willing to ask for help. And I would tell someone, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to open up. It's okay to talk to somebody. Just because we're the badge, we have a gun and all that, we're not always heroes, and it's okay to be vulnerable.
Lifetime mental illness is found to be higher in officers who are unmarried, female officers, or those who have been on the job for more than 15 years.
Since I've retired, I continue to see a therapist, and I think therapy is important, and recognizing some of the traumas that you've experienced throughout your life, and not just from law enforcement profession, but also there's something called post-traumatic growth. And it's how do you effectively manage those traumas so that you can live a healthy life?
Sometimes it's hard not only for everyday people to accept help, but law enforcement officers especially. It doesn't have to be a sign of weakness. It can be a show of strength. This is Michael Hill, Foothill Community News.
When we come back, we'll check out an art exhibit at the University of La Verne.
And we'll let you know what's happening around the town. We'll be right back.
When someone says you have to have chemo, you need a bone marrow transplant, those are just not words you want to hear for yourself. And it's certainly not words you want to hear for your kid.
I got a call that I was the best match for a 10-year-old girl. It was one of the best days of my life.
Layla, meet your donor.
I'm so happy that you're okay. That's all I could ever want.
I just want to say thank you for the second chance at life. I don't know where I'd be today without you. Thank you.
Thousands of patients with leukemia, sickle cell, and other blood diseases need a donor like you. Learn more at BeTheMatch.org.
The Harris Gallery at the University of La Verne held an artist talk this past month to celebrate their latest exhibition, exploring self-care, self-love, and empowerment through art. Camila de la Fuente tells us all about it.
Delilah Poderosa, The Healers, an Exploration of Wellness, is a 12-woman exhibit that celebrates the power, resilience, and unique experiences of women in the realm of wellness. Martín Durazo curated the exhibition with the idea that an aesthetic devoted to wellness would be much stronger coming from distinctly a female perspective.
Art fills in where words leave off.
Claudia Huiza, one of the artists featured in the exhibit, created the piece Falling Leaves, wanting her audience to reflect on what wellness means to them. The piece depicts a vertical clothesline with vibrant items hanging, grounded by silver platform boots and scattered clothespins. She hopes that her piece be a metaphor that casts off disease and negativity.
And I'm like a little bird, and so I like to include in my work aspects that are eye-catching and that also make a statement.
Students and faculty engage with the artist, opening themselves to the power of reflection and conversation through art. Savannah Martinez, third-year biology major, says she felt empowered from seeing what happens when women come together to collaborate.
Their stories are definitely important because
women's voices have been just silenced for so long and just quieted. And this is a space for women's voices to be uplifted and their expression and creative expression just on display.
The artists expressed their unique perspectives using different mediums, which came together in a thought-provoking exhibit on our capacity to heal in a transformative way.
Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Camila de la Fuente.
Artwork and crafts were in abundance at the Claremont Arts and Crafts Festival on Saturday. Reporter Emmanuel Garibaldi-Stevenson went to check out the offerings.
People came from all over, not just for the shopping, but for some family fun at the Claremont Village Arts and Crafts Festival.
So I love this event. I've come every year probably for about 12 years now, I want to say, since I was a kid.
Some 400 booths with vendors and artists showing their creativity were on hand for those just looking or looking to buy their products.
Well, a lot of people show interest, and if they don't buy something, they take my card and I hear from them later.
I got this hat.
I
totally got this hat just now. Yeah.
Local businesses also took advantage of the event to draw in new customers.
I think so. I think like this kind of event brings a lot of people that wouldn't be hanging out here normally, so that's always a big help. And like people that wouldn't normally be like, you know, like fine dining Italian spot, you know, they would give us a chance, which is great because, you know, maybe we can like turn them around, like, you know, get them interested in like what we offer.
The Arts and Crafts Festival had something for everyone: food, crafts, and live music. We can rock a while. And it was also dog-friendly, with some pets and their owners having some fun. Reporting for Foothill Community News, this is Emmanuel Garibaldi-Stevenson.
Looking for something to do? Look no more. We have what's going on around the town. Celebrate your lost loved ones at downtown Pomona's Hasta la Muerte Day of the Dead Festival on November 11th. Everybody is invited to enjoy art galleries, live music, and a spectacular car show from 5 to 9 p.m. Admission is free, so bring your friends and family to join the festivities. For more information, contact the Pomona Chamber of Commerce.
The City of Laverne is honoring our country's veterans on November 11th at Veterans Hall. The ceremony is free to attend and starts with the raising of the flag and a rendition of the national anthem. Members of each branch of the military will also raise their respective flags. Celebrate and honor our country's veterans with the City of Laverne.
Take a walk in nature and enjoy some festive lights with the Los Angeles County Arboretum and Botanic Gardens Lightscape. The Lightscape will start on November 17th and run until January. For more information and ticket prices, go to arboretum.org.
The Pilgrim Place Retirement Community in Claremont is bringing back its Fall Festival for its 75th anniversary. Residents will host different booths for activities like pottery, baking, sewing, and more fun arts and crafts. They will also be hosting the Spaghetti Fest during the festival, where guests can indulge themselves with spaghetti, garlic bread, lemonade, and a cannoli. It takes place November 10th and 11th, and ticket prices are $12 and under.
Coming up, we'll have the latest in sports.
And did you forget to change your clock?
What's that all about?
We'll tell you when we come back.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
We're back with sports reporter Nate Rodriguez to bring us the latest in local sports.
What's going on, Nate?
Well, guys, we are running toward the winter sports season, but we cannot get there without recognizing some award winners first. The Laverne Leopards cross-country team finished with 3 all-conference selections from the SCIAC Cross-Country Championships on October 28th. Senior TK Berhe finished 5th in the men's race with a time of 25 minutes and 4 seconds, earning first-team All-SCIAC honors for the 2nd straight year. Grad student Aaron Reyes finished 12th in the men's race at 25 minutes and 29 seconds, earning 2nd team honors, and first team Marissa Hare finished 17th in the women's race at 23 minutes and 32 seconds, also being named to the 2nd team. Leopards volleyball finally got their revenge against the Claremont Mudscripts Athenas. Laverne handed number 4 ranked CMS their first conference loss this season, winning 3-1 to stay undefeated on their home court. Graduate student Ayana Mir tallied 8 kills, surpassing 1,000 kills in college. At the end of October, Mir ranked 6th all-time in kills for ULV with 1,018. ULV volleyball also celebrated another milestone in October when junior Madison Smith collected her 1,000th assist in a 3-0 win against Caltech. Bonita High School football shut out the Altaloma Braves 35-0 in a Mountain West League showdown. The Bearcats coasted to their 7th win of the season behind freshman quarterback Daniel Milkey's 3 touchdown passes. Milkey, a highly recruited QB with offers from schools like Georgia and Nebraska, got the scoring started with a short pass to junior Noah McHale, one of the most sought-after defensive linebackers in the state. He just catches touchdowns in his free time. Dylan Robinson, the junior, a beautiful touchdown catch there. And Ryder Kadem turning on the Jets, beating 2 defenders, making the basket catch in the end zone for a 36-yard touchdown. Bonita also scored 2 rushing touchdowns courtesy of Jaden Montenegro, and the Bearcats never looked back. And a fun little tidbit before I hand it back to you guys. Monday, October 30th, we just had the 30th pro sports equinox in history. That means all 4 major U.S. sports leagues played on the same day. The NBA had 11 games scheduled. Basketball season just tipped off. The NHL had 9 games scheduled. The Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. And the Texas Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks in Game 3 of the World Series. And congratulations to the World Series champions, the Texas Rangers. With that, I'm all done geeking out. It's back to you guys.
Thanks for keeping score, Nate. That was fun.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you know the saying, fall back, spring forward? Well, it's that time of year again when we change our clocks back an hour. It happened on Sunday, and I asked myself, what is the purpose of time change? On the first Sunday of November, we turn our clocks back an hour and return to standard time, regaining that precious hour of sleep we lost in the spring. Then in March, we lose that hour again when we switch to daylight savings time. Losing that hour in the morning is meant to help the economy by having more hours of daylight for people to use. But all this back and forth is not only confusing, some find it to be a nuisance.
I like the extra hour of sleep, but I wouldn't prefer it. I'd rather just stay the same throughout the year.
Last year, the U.S. Senate passed the Sunshine Protection Act that would make those extra hours in the sun permanent by making daylight savings time last year-round. But the House rejected the bill. Here in California, voters also approved making daylight savings time permanent, but without any action from the federal government, it went nowhere. Although the time change is meant to have a positive effect on the public, many would say it does the opposite.
Personally, for me, I have to wake up early in the morning, so I find it harder to wake up when it's dark outside.
The Sunshine Protection Act hasn't been introduced again this year for a vote. In the meantime, enjoy that extra hour of sleep you got on Sunday, because it looks like it'll be gone again in March. That'll do it for us. You can watch all our newscasts on our website, foothillcommunitynews.org.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.